What's happening, YouTube? This is your girl Megan. Welcome back to the Hood Astro Queen. To all of my returning subscribers, but if this is your first time joining me on today, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Like you want to. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. Go ahead and join the family. So first off, I want to wish everybody a happy Saturday. Go take that baby to get a haircut, okay? And then after you do that, you can sit back, chill, sit on the patio, smoke a blizzy, have a little drink if that's your swag, spend time with the family. I am coming at you guys today with another free reading. And before we get started, this is the part of the video where I would like to point out that in order for me to continue to crank out content for you guys, donations are by no means required, but they're absolutely welcome. And I've been having people ask me where they can do so. I always include my Cash App in the description box, Hood Astro Queen. So if you are of the giving spirit on today, like I said, any support to this channel is just always welcome. And I love you guys a bunch. And so now that we're done with the church announcements, let's get right on to the main attraction. So today's reading is for the birthday girl. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Fire. We're going to call you Miss Fire. And so her submission reads, my questions are, I want to know if I'm going in the right direction with my career. I'm a guitarist, singer, songwriter. Literally, I can't live without music. One of the only things that keeps me sane and has some purpose for my life. Can you touch on my relationships with others? I'm extremely misunderstood. I can't relate to most. I'm a loner, but also I'm actually social, but my guard stays up. I've been through a lot. I want to know about my mental health. I'm always in battles with myself or others. People always have stronger reactions to me, and I'm never the one to back down. So I just stay true to myself. And people don't like that shit, but fuck them. Fuck them. Girl, seriously, you're such an Aries. But I digress. So I isolate mostly because of that. Hopefully, you can offer me some kind of insight in or advice. Thanks. Much love. Fire. Okay, Miss Fire. So, starting with your career, all right. Uh, First off, you're a Aries Sun, Virgo Moon, and then you're also a Sag Ascendant, which makes your Moon fall in your 10th house. Okay, and a lot of times I often see celebrities who have either 10th house suns or 10th house moons. So, it's very interesting that you stated that you were, you're a songwriter, a musician, and things of that sort. So, I mean, that's a very promising moon placement right off rip. But then also with your 10th house Lord sitting in your 5th house of Aries, this can denote that writing can be an extremely profitable career for you, And you said you were a songwriter, so I thought that was very interesting as well. And you have, just lots of Taurus and or just Venus inspired energy in your chart. So, and that a lot of times deals with musicians, music. And then you also have Neptune sitting in your second house. And I mean, the second house typically gets a rep for like, you know, finances and whatnot, but it can also denote your values, things that are extremely important to you. Not to mention Pisces being in your fourth house cusp. So, you have lots of elements in your chart that do support you being very creative, very musically and artistically inclined. And as I said before, you can get lot of or you can manifest lots of success by way of writing, So I would even take that songwriter approach. I mean, of course you can do it all, but now I'm just speaking from a sheerly financial standpoint. There are a lot of people in the industry who get their leg up by writing first before they actually go on to pursue careers of their own. And girl, that's where the bag is, girl. That's where the bag is. So I mean, you know, more power to you. You're definitely harnessing energies that are like displayed and in alignment with what you have in your chart. So I see nothing but good things coming from that. Let's see the second part of your email, your mental health. Okay. So you were saying that you felt like you were constantly struggling or battling yourself or battling other people. So right off rip, I noticed that you have your Saturn, which a lot of times Saturn deals with restrictions. It deals with depression, even fear. Your Saturn is at that anoretic or critical degree, the 29th degree, in your fourth house of Pisces. So, once again, this can manifest as depression, it can manifest as fear, and with it being conjoined to your Mars in Aries, in opposing your Chiron, it can actually denote or explain a lot of fear that you might have, like as far as interacting with other people. Okay. Or it can point towards you being comfortable as a hermit or somebody who has an extreme fear of being victimized. You know what I'm saying? And it can cause you to be very isolationist, like have very isolationist tendencies. That's that Saturn energy signature as well. Now, as far as your relationships, the dynamic of your relationships with other people, you got a lot going on. Okay. So your sun is at the 11th degree of Aries. That number 11 is a very challenging number because it deals with conflict. Okay. It deals with, it's a very karmic, like a spiritual number. So people who are like born on the 11th or have very prominent 11 energy in their chart are always going to be fighting. Okay, you're going to constantly be fighting something. It's always going to be a battle. It's always going to be a conflict. So the bad news is this is going to be a lifelong challenge for you. And I'm going to just be straight up. But also, you have lots of masculine energy in your chart. As you know, you're an Aries, but not only are you an Aries sun, your sun is conjoined to your Venus. It's conjoined to your, is it conjoined to your Venus? I lied. Just kidding, girl. It's conjoined to your Mercury, Mars, as well as your South Node. Your South Node Aries. So this could even mean that you probably in a recent past life were a man. You know what I'm saying? You are dealing with a lot of masculine energy. And it can manifest in this lifetime as you just straight up being coming off as aggressive. It makes you a natural fighter. It gives one an overdeveloped ego. Also being naturally defensive, you know what I'm saying, and aggressive. And it could be to the point where you're acting in your true nature. So it's not like you're going out of your way to be anything else, right? Because I know you said that, you know are just minding your business and people have very strong reactions to you. But with such a loaded south node in Aries, it can be that you're not even mindful or aware that you're coming off as aggressive as you are. And with your fifth house opposing your 11th house of Libra, okay, you remember that 11th house deals with friendships. And Libra is the sign of relationships. This could absolutely manifest in you causing conflict or you being in conflict with like other people, especially women, with that Venus influence. But your presence could feel forced. People could feel like you're bulldozing like your way into the room. And of course, that's going to cause adverse reactions from other people. And people could even view you as competitive, especially with your sun being conjoined to your Mars. They can view you as being a loose cannon, selfish, impulsive, maybe even an unpredictable hothead. Because I know you was real quick to say fuck them. Like I'm gonna be who I am, girl. Like I was trying to fit in, but you can get this work if need be. And this is reinforced with your Mercury. Your Mercury is 1 degree off from the fixed star Alpheratz, and That it's at the that's at the 14th degree of Aries. Your Mercury's at the 15th degree of Aries. Now this can pinpoint somebody who is very unpopular and can even be accused of having selfish motives. So it's reinforcing this energy signature in your chart that shows somebody who is like very I don't even want to say, I mean, it could be combative, but you're, like I said, it's going to be a lifelong thing of you like clashing with other people because you're naturally like a fighter. You naturally come off strong and, you know, have such a strong presence. Like I said, you may have been a man in a recent past life. So you're harnessing a lot of masculine energy. And especially anytime you're around like a group of women or something like that, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. Also, like I said, this conflict with your relationships and friendships is reinforced as your Chiron is conjoined to your North Node in your 11th house, right? So let me break down Chiron in the 11th house. So people who have their Chiron in the 11th house tend to suffer from being, because you remember Chiron is your wounded healer. It's the areas of your life where you experience like extreme trauma. So these people tend to be like lifelong misfits. You know, there could have been memories or like disharmonious memories early in life to where maybe you were rejected. And a lot of people with Chiron in the 11th house feel the pain of rejection so deeply that they even become loners. You know, and that was very interesting. You kind of, you know, said that you stick to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that could be very much indicative of that Chiron in the 11th house also. These people can even be very defensive. So it's even likely that you have developed that you know, outer shell, that layer of hardness, like, yeah, you know, fuck you. I don't, you know, I'm by myself. I'm a loner. I'm good, because you are so either you're so used to being rejected, or something happened to where you feel like you've always been scapegoated. Because Chiron 11th house can bring people who have been scapegoated amongst friends, betrayed amongst friends. Like I said, chronic misfits, people who really just don't belong. There's always some type of disconnect between them and friendships and other people. So reinforcing this theme of you having like conflicts in your relationships with other people, and you know, with you, when you stop focusing on your pain and start focusing on pouring your heart out to other people, your healing typically becomes a lot easier. And so the whole zhuzh with your 11th house Chiron, with it being conjoined to your North Node in Libra North Node people have a karmic duty to heal their relationships with other people. So it's almost like a catch 22. So you're going to experience a lot of things in life that make you want to become an isolationist and retreat within yourself and be defensive, and not, because there's going to be a natural propensity for you to stand out, and that's just being 100% honest, and it can put you on the outs. You can find yourself on the outs with other people, especially with your Chiron at the 11th degree. Remember what I said, 11 is going to be conflict. So you have a loaded chart, like filled with conflict with other people. So it's important to realize that as you're healing these wounds, you're only going to manifest your soul's purpose or the most success in life through other people. So that's why I said it's like a catch 22. You're going to receive lots of wounds from friendships and groups of people, but also with your North Node in the 11th house, there's this propensity, because the 11th house also deals with unexpected blessings, and it deals with even money, like in a different, not in a way like of like the second house or the eighth house, which is like your money, your income, and then inheritance, but in ways that is like sporadic and just unexpected. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can receive lots of blessings from relationships with other people. So it's almost like the ball is like, it's like the ball is in your court. You see what I'm saying? And it depends on how you want to go about this. So that's why I said focusing on your own pain, right? And starting to focus on and putting a lot of your attention into pouring into people is going to benefit you more, because a lot of those blessings are going to come back to you tenfold, if you dig what I'm saying. It's tricky. It's very tricky, but ultimately, you're going to need people. You are. So there's no other way around that. As a Libra South node, you are put here to forge relationships, get along with people, okay? But the good news is that with this in your 11th house, you're going to get your blessings back, okay? And there are a lot of blessings that you're going to have by serving people. And like I said, I would even argue that this could even yield in some like unexpected money, you know what I'm saying, down the line. So network. Yeah. And with you being an Aries South node, you're just naturally comfortable, and it's just in your nature to be, um, like shit. I'm a fighter. I'm a badass and whatever. But embrace the power of partnerships, right? And that comes with lowering your defense mechanisms, letting down your guard, and not taking everything that people do so personally. And I mean, of course, it's easier said than done, obviously, but you can do it. I promise you, you can do it. And I would even argue that, especially with this Venus influence, of your 11th house, that it could even be beneficial to like your aspirations, your dreams. The 11th house is the house of dreams. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people who do have their north nodes in the 11th house, that's like a prime placement for you to go for your dreams, because you're going to have a lot of assistance, just in the world, a lot of universal assistance, guiding you along the way. So I hope I was able to put that into perspective for you, you know. And once again, happy birthday! And you guys, that concludes this reading. Be sure you drop in the comment section, we can chat it up. Share this video, like it if you haven't already. And as always, make sure you practice unconditional self love so that you can love others. And until next time, I holla.